OpenAI just admitted that 500,000 people plus have had a mental health emergency while using Chat-GPT, and more than 1 million users have had conversations that include, quote, explicit indicators of suicidal planning or intent. Now, while that doesn't necessarily mean that Chat-GPT caused these issues, many people are asking if it's exacerbating them.
Joining us now on Arizona's Morning News is Dr. John Draper. He's the president of R&D at Behavioral Health Link, which is a company that develops software and provides services for coordinating crisis management in behavioral health care. And Dr. Draper, it's good to have you here. Jason Nagata studies the use of technology by young adults at UC San Francisco and says, and I'm quoting, AI can broaden access to and even support mental health, but we have to be aware of its limitations. That feels a little bit like an understatement.
Well, he's not entirely wrong. I mean, really what we're talking about is there are so many people having suicide-related conversations in ChatGPT, so we can't necessarily stop that from happening. So how do we make it safer? And a group of experts in our field led by Dr. Ursula Whiteside recently issued a letter of recommendations to OpenAI in Congress about how to make it safer. It needs to be safer, it needs to be accountable, it needs to be transparent, and it needs to be connected to 988.
If you already, before they fix this, if you already have, mental health issues, should you be using an AI chatbot, especially since we've heard stories of stable, highly intelligent people who have been led astray on scientific matters or even, given bad math by AI?
Jim, you and we have a lot of reasons to be concerned. There are definitely, this is not a technology that was built to have mental health or suicide prevention conversations. It's not licensed to have these kinds of conversations. It's not, but what's also true is that a lot of young people, for example, or people in general, talk to their friends about feeling suicidal. And their friends don't necessarily know. They're not licensed either. So what we need to do is equip these technologies with the capabilities and the engagement with our profession to be able to bridge it from having a conversation online or through a technology to a real person or people who've been trained and licensed to do this kind of work.
Well, and you mentioned, it should be sort of hooked up to 988, which is the national number that you can call if you're having a mental health crisis. And the thing that I think concerns people, especially about AI, is it seems further isolating people instead of getting them to talk to actual human beings. You should have a pulse.
That's a great point. Right now, we have a loneliness epidemic, a social connection crisis in many respects here in the United States. And a lot of it is due to screen time addictions. What we've seen is kids who are addicted to whether it's speaking or engaging through social media or video games or cell phones. That addiction to media, specifically saying that if you take that away from me, I can't cope, I can't deal with this world, that is creating a crisis. We're seeing quite a number of people feeling suicidal because they're disconnected from people. So whether they should be doing this or not, we've got to find ways to engage the technologies to be able to bridge what they're connected to the people they need to be connected to train them, teach them, and say, hey, I am a machine. You need to talk with somebody who really cares about you, who can talk with you about these things. Let's talk about who in your life you trust, who's close to you, and let's practice a conversation with them. And so let's talk to them, talk together about how we can talk to other people. It needs to bridge connection to other people.
We're talking with Dr. John Draper. He's president of R&D at Behavioral Health Link, which is a company that develops software and provides services for coordinating crisis management in behavioral health care. We're talking about AI and mental health. I've been in recovery a long time. I have a friend who relapsed not that long ago, and he was using an AI chatbot to help him figure out how to get sober and how to get his wife back. And I'm just like, dude, you just go to some meetings and reach out to human beings.
Right.
That's kind of the problem with what we're talking about. It's not that AI is necessarily bad. It's just relying on that specifically is not great.
Yeah, and I think a lot of it is just due to the fact that it's easily accessible. It's always there. It seems to have answers for everything.
Right.
But the fact is that a lot of our problems are related to our problems with human beings. And they're not going to solve, a machine is not going to help us be better necessarily with human beings. It's our engagement with human beings. It might give us some tips, and that could be useful. But what it needs to do is help us practice be with human beings, not practice be with machines.
Well, and Dr. Draper, it does seem that most of these AI chatbots, social media, et cetera, they're built for addiction. They're built to keep you engaged with them.
That's right. Yes.
So that
They
kind of
are.
goes contrary to what it is we're talking about here.
Yeah.
It is true, but there are, and of course, this is why there needs to be some kind of accountability. There needs to be federally supported testing of chatbots that really understand how they respond to crisis situations, and there needs to be independent oversight of AI mental health. I mean, there in AI in general there needs to be, and right now, and the cat is already out of the bag, and we've got to do whatever we can to not rely on AI to police themselves. They're not going to do that.
John, thanks so much. Dr. John Draper, once again, president of R&D at Behavioral Health Link, which develops software and provides services for coordinating crisis management in behavioral health care.
Thanks for watching Arizona's Morning News. Click to watch more from KTAR News and hit the button in the middle to subscribe.